What's up, guys? DB-YGO here, back at you with another deck profile. It's been a while since I've done one of these. We haven't had locals in a few weeks. They canceled them for a little bit while they had employees out with COVID. Don't know when we're going to be starting those back up again, but hopefully soon, especially with this new format coming up. You guys saw the new Forbidden Limited list that just dropped and shook up the community, that's for sure. Skill Drain 3, come on. Not too thrilled about that, but we'll see how it goes. But one card in particular that came off the list that I was super excited about, if you saw my video, was this right here, Lunalight Tiger. I love Lunalights as an engine. I've actually never really tested the fusion builds that much. I've used this as a rank 4 engine before when it was legal at 3 and Tanky was legal at 3. It was really consistent. But now we have one Tiger and one Tanky. So this engine still works really well, and I'm excited to show you my first deck build of the new format with it. So if you're not familiar with Lunalight Tiger, it's got this nice little pendulum effect right here. Once per turn, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot attack. Its effects are negated, and also destroy it during the end phase. So that is not a hard once per turn effect. It's only a once per turn while it's face up. So if you use it, bring back a Lunalight, get this card back to your hand, you can activate it again and do another special summon. So you can abuse this quite well. It was worse when there was 3 of them in the format. There were so many. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. But now it's a little bit more balanced, and we will see what the format has in store for Lunalights. You know, I'm pretty excited to try it out. Let's get into the deck profile. So we're going to start off with Lunalight Tiger. Who would have thought? One copy of Lunalight Tiger. It is a Beast Warrior. It's searchable by Tanky. It is searchable by Lunalight Perfume, since it's a Lunalight monster. We'll get more to that later. This is your engine right here in one card. It's crazy. You can abuse it. You can abuse it like 4 or 5 times in a turn. 3, Lunalight Kaleidochick. What Kaleidochick does is she's basically the most important part of the engine that's not Lunalight Tiger. So once per turn, you can send one Lunalight monster from your deck or your extra deck to the graveyard, and that's a cost. Sending it is a cost. It is not part of the effect to do so. The effect of it is, if you're going to fusion summon this turn, a Lunalight fusion, you can use her, treat her as the name of the monster that you sent. So it's really good with the Lunalight fusions that have fusion monsters as their materials, because you can send them straight to the graveyard from the extra deck and then basically use them as, yeah. It's hard to talk. I'm pretty excited about this deck, but you never use it for the extra deck because I don't play the fusions in this build. But you send this card, Lunalight Yellow Martin. We play 2 of these. We send Lunalight Yellow Martin most of the time to the graveyard. You can send other copies of Kaleidochick. You can send Emerald Bird, which we'll get into in a second. But what Lunalight Yellow Martin does is, when it's in your graveyard, you can return a face-up Lunalight card you control to your hand to special summon it. So this is where the abuse with Tiger comes in. You activate Tiger, bring back a Lunalight, and then you use Yellow Martin's effect to bounce Tiger back to your hand, bring her out, and then you can replay the Tiger and get another special summon off of it. It's pretty nutty. Her other effect is really good. If she's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can search your deck for a Lunalight spell or trap. So the thing about that is, there's only one thing you can search for in this build, and it's the trap card, Lunalight, what is it called? I can't even think of the name now. Serenade Dance. I almost said like Panther Dance, but Panther Dance was one of the fusion cards. Sorry about that. Lunalight Serenade Dance. It's a trap card. It's the only thing you can search for. You cannot search for Lunalight Perfume, because the name Lunalight Perfume is not a single word, Lunalight. It's 2 words, Lunalight. So they balanced that, because being able to search for a Monster-Born Rhoda would be absolutely ridiculous. This deck would be like 100% more consistent, and Tiger probably wouldn't have come back at that point. So anyway, there's some stuff you can do. If you send her as a cost with Kaleidochick, unfortunately it does not trigger the effect. That would be absurd. But there's, you can send it with Emerald Bird, because Emerald Bird's effect, sorry, I'm kind of trying to get this to focus. When it's normal or special, you can send a Lunalight card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw a card. That is all one effect, so you send and draw, so you can discard her if she's in your hand, draw a card, and then you get a search for the trap card, if you need to. Sometimes I wouldn't even recommend sending the trap card, because if you have Foolish Burial Goods and you need to send the trap card straight from the deck, sometimes that's better. It's just in case. The thing about Lunalight Tiger is the monster you bring back, the effect's negated, so if you bring her back, you can't discard and draw a card with it. Back when Lunalight Tiger was at 3 a couple of years ago, I accidentally did that a couple times because I forgot. But I've been playtesting this deck a lot more, especially on Master Duel, and it's helped me to not forget that. So a lot of times I'll just I'll remind myself to bring the monsters out in defense mode with Tiger. So it kind of reminds me that they can't attack and their effects are negated, so I'm not tempted to accidentally cheat with them, because you don't want to do that. The other effect of Emerald Bird is actually really cool. It doesn't really come up though, because there's only, actually there is a way it can come up, but it's kind of niche. Its other effect is if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you special summon a Lunalight that's banished or in your graveyard. So in other builds, when you're playing Redoer, Time Thief Redoer, if you detach her from Redoer, it's part of the effect of Redoer, so you will trigger it. I don't play Redoer in this build, and the only way to trigger this card, because you only play one copy of it, and you're not going to summon an Emerald Bird, discard an Emerald Bird to draw a card. I don't even know if you can discard an Emerald Bird. Oh, you can. But I only play one in this deck. But anyway, the trap card, Serenade Dance, when you banish it from your graveyard, it's not a cost to discard, it's actually part of the effect to discard and special summon from the deck. So if this is in your hand and you have the trap card, you can Serenade Dance, discard this, get the special summon from Serenade Dance, and get the special summon from Emerald Bird. It's quite nice. But you only play one of it, it's really not that important. It's just a neat little trick. So what are we playing with the Lunalights now? We're trying Brigades, and this is a going second build. And I will explain that when I go into the test hands and stuff. We're going with Brigades. 3 Fractal, 3 Nerval, that's pretty standard, 2 Karis, and 2 Kit. So, pretty standard Brigade line. Because the Lunalights are Beast Warriors as well, they synergize very well. You're not going to banish the Lunalights that much, but you can if you need to in a pinch. Also, the thing about Kit and Nerval is they're really good with the discard effects of the Lunalights, the trap and the spell, which I'll get more into later. They can give you free advantage that way, so you don't lose any advantage. And then, of course, being able to use like Farigit to summon Lunalights out of your hand to keep your combos going. They just synergize really well. I've been able to like play out some really insane hands. Hands that don't look very good turn out to be very good. And yeah. I'll show, like I said, I'll show you more of that here in a minute. So standard Brigade stuff, and you know what Brigades do by now. 1 Zephyros, 1 Singing Lanius, Raid Raptor Singing Lanius. So in this version, I am using the Raid Raptor 4-Strix and Raid Raptor Y-Strix engine. So if you overlay any 2 level 4s for 4-Strix, detach to search for Singing Lanius, pop out Singing Lanius because you control an Xyz monster, and then you link this and the 4-Strix off for Y-Strix and bring this out from the deck. And this is your other way to abuse Tiger, so you can make multiple rank 4 plays or what have you. You can't use him as a link material if you bring him out with Y-Strix, but once he goes to the graveyard and you bring him back by bouncing the Tiger, he's then not bound by that effect, so he becomes either Xyz material or link material. He's really good. Obviously, you can only use him once per duel, but again, he's a really good way to abuse Tiger. Just keeps your plays going. And all of the Y-Strix and the 4-Strix are all wing beasts, so they synergize very well with the Brigades as well. So those are extra materials you can banish and stuff. There's some really nutty combos you can do with that. And then we got some hand traps. We got 3 Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom is very good. And we got 2 Nibiru. There are 2 impermanents in this deck, and I'll just go through that when I get to the traps. But those are my hand traps, and Nibiru is really good. But there's also a reason I play Nibiru, and I'll get into that in a second. You probably already guessed it by now. That's it for the monsters. Let me move those off here. Onto the spell cards. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. This card is ridiculous. It sends your Lunalight Perfume or your Lunalight Serenade Dance to the graveyard from the deck, and those effects happen while they're in the graveyard. You banish them to get more searches and special summons. So Lunalight Perfume when you hard activate it from your hand, it's a monster born for a Lunalight. When it's in your graveyard, you banish it and discard a card. That one is a cost, so you can't trigger Emerald Bird or Yellow Martin with that. But you banish it and discard as a cost, and then you get to search your deck for any Lunalight and add it to your hand. So it's a monster born and a Rhoda in one card. It's ridiculous. If you play the Foolish Burial Goods to Foolish this right to your graveyard, and then you could banish it, search your deck for the Tiger. Tiger's very searchable. Even with Tanky at 1, it's very searchable. So that's not an issue. But that's why you play those. And the reason for the Nibiru's, as well as the other hand traps, we're playing 3 Crossout Designator. This is a going second, very heavy combo build. So if we want our combos to go off, I guess I should throw in the Call by the Grave too. Since this is a going second build, we want our combos to go off. We're going to try and Crossout Designator the best hand traps we can. We cannot Call by an Imperm or a Nibiru, so we play the Crossout Designators, because those can hurt us as well. Imperm's not as big of a deal. A lot of people, you can catch off guard with Kaleidochick. You activate, sometimes they'll, well, this is happening in Master Duel. I don't know about people locally, but they'll Veiler or Imperm the Kaleidochick, and I'm like, all right, effect, send as cost, and they're just like, oh. You don't really catch people off guard with that in person as much, because I'm an honest player. When I'm talking to you face to face, I can relay this information to you, but I can tell you, hey, it's a cost to send, so you sure you want to do that? You know, I'm an honest player. So obviously, Master Duel, I can't tell people that. I just have to laugh at them. There's another way, no way around it. Tanky's limited to 1, unfortunately, but it has to be. It's too good now. There's too many good Beast Warriors in the game, so. Tanky is searchable by Fire Fist Tiger King in this deck. You can make that very easily, so it's not a big deal. And, spoiler alert, double or nothing. Wonder what could be in the extra deck. It's a very heavy rank 4 engine. It's very easy to steal wins that you have no right winning with Utopia Double. But there it is. That's it for the spell cards. On to the traps. 2 infinite permanents. I'm not playing 3. I'm just playing 2, mainly for, you know, I want to draw it sometimes, but not all the time, and just Crossout Designator is really good with. 1 Lunalight Serenade Dance. This card has a wall of text, but the only relevant text in this version is the second, not even the second bullet point, it's after that, down the last 3 lines. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, send 1 from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck. Again, that one is not a cost, so if you discard, excuse me, I feel like I'm gonna burp, sorry about that. If you discard Yellow Martin or Emerald Bird, you will trigger the effect. And actually, sorry, you won't trigger the effect of Yellow Martin because this is the only searchable card in the deck, so forget what I said about that. But, and it's already banished. The rest of it is all fusion summon related stuff, and I'm not playing that, so it doesn't matter. This can only be activated during your main phase, but it's still a quick effect because it's a trap card, so if you're in the main phase, you can chain it to stuff from the graveyard. And then we play 1 copy of Tri-Brigade Revolt, because Revolt is still a very good card. I can search for it at pinch if I need to, but it's not like the most important card in this deck. But I still want to play it, because being able to Shrag during your opponent's turn is ridiculous. That is it. Right now it's a 40, I think it's a 40 card deck, just straight up 40. I would not mind playing 41 or 42 in this deck, since there's stuff that you don't want to draw, like the Double or Nothing, the Lanius, and the Zephyros, for sure. And, you know, whatever hand traps you don't want to draw when you have Crossout Designator. But the thing is, you can use Farragut to fix your hands. If you happen to draw the Garnets you don't want to draw, you can use Farragut to put those back once it's sent to the graveyard. So that's a really neat application. And I do that quite a lot when I do test hands. When I'm like, oh, I need to be able to search for the Double or Nothing to make the Utopia double. So I put the Utopia, or I put the Double or Nothing back if I draw it. But yeah. We'll go over that more later. We're going on to the extra deck. 15 cards, obviously. Oh, sorry, almost put out too many. 2 Shrag, you don't need 3. It's just a really good card. Obviously, we're going to go in second build, so it's more for the removal aspect than it is for the search aspect, but obviously the search aspect is nice when it comes up. But it's a 3,000 stick that banishes a card on the field that doesn't target. This card's insane. This card's so good. 2 Farragut. I really only summon 1. Sometimes I'll summon 2, but very rarely. I could drop it for something else if I needed to, but I'm afraid if I do that, I'll need a second one. So I'm just going to keep it at 2. Special summon a Tri-Beast from your hand, and a lot of times you're going to make extra rank 4 plays this way to get Fractals out of your hand or other Lunalights if you need to. And then obviously, as I said earlier, it'll fix your hands where you draw your garnets. There is a Rugal in there. This card is not the most important card. It's really in here to go into access code with a 3. That's really the only thing I use it for, because I'm trying to win the game going first. Or, I mean, going second, my first turn. So, it's just there for the access code. 1 Rampart Blaster if I'm going first. Rampart Rampager. Sorry, not Rampart Blaster. This isn't E-Heroes. Go find another channel for that. Bear Brum is there to search for the Revolt if I need to, especially if I'm going first. It's good to search for Revolt if you're going first. That's one of my few plays. Also going first, I'll set up a double Dragon Lords. Sorry, I'm going off to the side here. Double Dragon Lords in there because obviously it's really good with Tri-Brigades. You can just tutor out Acharament and it's done. Also, oh wait, no, never mind. I scratched that. You can, hold on, sorry. I'm doing live editing. Okay, you can only target a card your opponent controls. Okay, earlier when I was test drawing, I thought I could bounce my own Tiger with this, but you can't. It can only bounce opponent's cards, so don't do that. But it's still a great card. Very good card. And then we have the Raid Raptor Wystrix as part of the Blackwing Raid Raptor shenanigans I was talking about earlier. 1 access code talker because it wins games, and yes, you can make a access code talker. An access code talker with a Shurag very easily in stack, so you can even make a 6300 attack access code talker if you need to. You usually don't, because one of the things you're winning with more often than not is Utopia Double. But like I said, there's multiple lines in this deck that you can just win with. And then this card. This is a card that could come out. This is a personal choice to play this card. And you can love me or hate me for it, but I play it because I play Utopia Double, and it has come up many times in the past where I'm not able to win through a defense position monster. I play Pentastag. When I set up a Pentastag with a Utopia Double with 10,000 attack, I win the game no matter what position your monster's in, usually. If my opponent's already down in life, I can beat over an Eldritch even and win the game. I can do that anyway if they're not down in life, and I'll show you that here in a second. So I play Pentastag. Obviously you could cut it out for something more consistent, but this is a personal choice because cheeky win buttons with Utopia Double are great. That's it for the links. And then you got Forstrix, which searches your deck for the Lanius to get your combos going. 1 Tiger King, in a pinch you need it to search for the tanky sometimes. You can also link this off. This also negates effect monsters on the field. If you detach, you negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field except for Beast Warriors. And that is permanent, so don't accidentally do that to something you don't want negated next turn because it sucks. I've done that before on Master Duel, and I was like, oh crap, I can't even do what I want to do now because I forgot the negate's permanent. Other than that, the main application is to search for tanky on summon and then link it off into a Tri-Brigade link because it's a Beast Warrior. So it's just really good. And then you got the Utopia Double and the Utopia because it's very easy to win with those in this deck. Yeah. And Dugaris. Now, Dugaris is another personal tech card, another card that you could take out if you don't want to do this. You don't have to. You don't even have to do this. You could cut this all together, but these 4 cards go together. The reason I play Dugaris is it's very easy to put 2 rank 4s on the board at any given time, even with a Pentastag. If they have a monster that's big enough that you can't kill them with Utopia Double, you can make him 20,000 with Dugaris. So 20,000 will beat anything in the game. Even if they have something with 5,000 attack on the field, you're going to beat over for 15,000. You're going to win the game. And then again, Pentastag gives you make a 20,000 attack Utopia with piercing, you're winning the game no matter what. So again, this is my personal options right here. You don't have to do this. And I plan to build a deck that's more geared to going first that doesn't play these, and I will be posting that later. I just haven't worked on that yet. I've been focused on this and test drawing hands. So that is it for the deck profile. There's no side deck for this specific deck. Obviously, you can side deck, I would side deck Lightning Storms, #1. Lightning Storms is really good, especially coming up in an Eldritch format. Harpy's Feather Duster, Twin Twisters, what have you. You can do any of that. Cosmic Cyclones, the world is your oyster. Have fun. Evenly's really good because you can still, I mean, you're not going to win with your OTKs with Evenly or Dark Ruler no more, but you still can control the board with them, so it doesn't matter. Kaijus are great. Actually, Kaijus are fantastic. But Lightning Storms is the #1 option for this deck, for the side deck, for sure. Red Reboot as well. Red Reboot's great. that's it for the deck profile. Again, 40 cards in the main, 15 cards in the side, and we're going to go ahead and get into some test hands. Alright, so I'm just going to give us a shuffle. I've already pile shuffled it off camera, just getting it ready so I don't have to spend the whole time shuffling, but I'm going to just finish shuffling it up here. Got it nice and separated, and that's good. I'm just going to set this here for now so you can kind of see it, and then we'll go, we're assuming we're going second. I mean, I don't know what your opponent's going to set up. Obviously, if they set up a bunch of negates, we might have a little bit of a problem, but you can bait out some of those. Just kind of depends. Again, if this doesn't end up working in a tournament setting, you know, we'll do a different build, you know, no problem. So this hand is a little awkward, but it's doable. And actually, it's got Foolish Burial Goods. I think we're doing all right here. Okay, so Foolish Burial Goods. We'll go send the. Let me see what I want to send. Let me think about this for a second. Do I want to send the? No, I want to send the Perfume. Yeah, Perfume, because I don't have Tiger. If I had Tiger, it'd be fine. We're going to send the Perfume to the graveyard. And then we're going to banish the Perfume. We're going to discard... Probably should discard the Nerval. It'll be fine. Discard the Nerval. Search for the Tiger. Where's the Tiger? There it is. And then Nerval's effect, we're probably just going to grab Karis, honestly, because I have every other Tri-Brigade in the world in my hand, for some reason. And I don't have anything in my hand that I want to put back with Farragut, so it's not the, the focus of this hand. But anyway, you can bait out Ash. I would probably bait it out the Ash with the Fractal first, just to see, because it is the least important play in my hand. I have a bunch of other stuff to do. This probably would have been the smart thing to do, but for solitaire purposes, just show you what this deck can combo with, it doesn't really matter that much. You summon the Collided Chick, and you send the Yellow Martin to the graveyard. And then you use the Tiger to bring it back. This is in the Pendulum Zone. We're just kind of pretending here. Maybe I'll just move stuff over. It doesn't really matter. You can, yeah, deck and graveyard aren't that important. So, anyway, overlay. I think we're gonna go for the Y-Strix. Then we're gonna attach the, we're gonna detach the Yellow Martin to search for the Lanius, and then we're gonna use the Lanius to summon itself. And we're going to link off for the Y-Strix. And Y-Strix effect on summon gets you the Zephyros. Where would the Zephyros ended up here? Somewhere. Okay, so there's the Zephyros. And then you have, we already used Tiger on the Yellow Martin. We have not used Yellow Martin's effect. So we're going to use Yellow Martin's effect to bounce this to hand for the Yellow Martin to summon. And then remember, this cannot be used as link material when it's brought out by this. So you have to use it as Xyz material. And then it's fine. Anyway, do this. Overlay for Utopia Double. Detach the Zephyros. Search for the double or nothing. And bring out your Utopia with it. And then you have, look at this, you have a 6-card hand. You haven't even done anything with the Tri-Brigades yet. That's what's ridiculous. Play the Tiger back down. Use the Tiger's effect to bring back the Collided Chick. And remember, Collided Chick's effect's negated, but sending is a cost. So you want to send something like another Collided Chick or an Emerald Bird or another Yellow Martin just to thin your deck. It doesn't really matter at this point. You're just kind of dumping stuff. Anyway, then you can use the use the Zephyros to bounce back the Tiger to your hand. You take 400 damage for that, but that's okay. And then you have Tiger in your hand again to use again. Still a 6-card hand. Ridiculous. Still a 6-card hand. I have 4 on board. This makes okay, so by the way, this is where this would have went. Sorry. For just to show you, that's where that would have went. I always put it there. I just forgot to do it while I'm doing this. Then I use Dagaris. Dagaris effect, double the attack of him. And then I also still have, I don't even have to use the Tri-Brigades, honestly. Tiger. And then these two go into Pentastag. So you have a 20,000 attack Utopia double with the double or nothing combo. You know how this, if you don't know how this goes, you attack with Utopia. It can't attack directly. If you summon it off Utopia double, it cannot attack directly. So this only works if they have a monster, obviously. There's ways to circumvent that if they don't have a monster, because you can bring out a Shurag or an access code with a lot of attack, and you can still bring out Utopia and use Utopia's effect to negate those attacks and double or nothing those monsters, because they can attack directly. If you didn't know that, it's a pretty cheeky trick you can do. So anyway, you attack their monster, you use his own effect to negate his own attack by attaching, and then double or nothing is a quick play that says when a monster's attack negated, it can attack you target, it can attack again. Actually, I don't think it, oh, it does target, okay. Target that monster, it can attack again, and its attack is doubled. So since its attack was already doubled, it's 5,000, but because of Dagaris, it's now 10,000. It was doubled again. These all do, none of these double original attack, they all double current attack. So he's now 10,000, but when you attack in the damage step, he goes up by double with double or nothing. So he goes to 20,000, and he has piercing. So you're gonna win any battle. You're gonna win the game with any attack with that. And that's just the Utopia combo. You know, this is just how easy it is to win with the Utopia. I didn't use any Tri-Brigade effects. I still have plenty of Tri-Brigade effects to resolve. I can do Shurag to get rid of cards that they have. I can use Farragut to extend more rank 4 plays with Fractal, which actually isn't that big a deal because you don't play, the only other rank 4 you have is this. I could have probably done another Tiger King play if I wanted to, but you can get out double Dragon Lords to bounce a problem face-up monster that's not going to lose to this for some reason, if it has like some sort of effect. I don't know, like Eater Millions, for example. I don't know. Just spitballing here. Access Code Talker is very easy to go into with the Strix because it's level 2, or rank League 2. The world is your oyster. This one and Access Code are very easy ways to remove problem cards from your opponent's field. And there you go. So that was just one thing you can do with it. But again, I really like Utopia double as a win condition. It's just very, and especially in this deck, it's very, very easy. Very few hands have not resulted in this. So let's just do another test hand to see what we can do. Again, all this in the hand still. It's crazy. So let me shuffle up and then we'll do another combo. All right. Just give a little quick last shuffle here. I've already shuffled up again and we'll do another test hand. And we're assuming we're going second again. A lot of times going second means oh, this hand is nuts. A lot of times going second means you're going to have the Lightning Storm sighted in or the Twin Twisters Red Reboot. So it's definitely possible you could draw those cards. But yeah, again, for solitaire purposes, we don't care. We can just pretend they have a Nibiru or something because we have the Crossout Designator. Oh man, this hand is nuts. So what do we do with this hand? I'm probably going to go Foolish Burial Goods first. Oh wait, hold on. No, you could probably actually bait the Ash. Even if they Ash this, it's fine. Let them Ash it. You save this for the Nibiru most of the time. It doesn't matter if they Ash this because you have this. This is still really good. So we're gonna Foolish Burial Goods, and I think we're gonna go with. Let me see. I think we're gonna go with Perfume. Yeah, we're gonna go with Perfume. And then we're going to use the Perfume. Let's see, what do we want to discard? We could probably, since we're going second, if we didn't already use the Nibiru, we're going to discard it because everything else in our hand's pretty good. So, I could also just discard the Collided Chick and get it back with the Tiger, but you don't really need to do that. Nah, let's go with Nibiru. Let's discard the Nibiru. Search for the Tiger. Wherever the Tiger is. Stands out because it's got a Pendulum Box on it. It's the only card in your deck with a Pendulum Box, so it's easy to find. Anyway, we normal summon, and we send the Yellow Martin. And we use the Tiger. And the Tiger, we get back the Yellow Martin. And we seize with those two for. See, if I didn't have the tanky, I would be going for the Tiger King first, to get the tanky, but it's not the end of the world. We go with the 4 Strix. We detach the Yellow Martin to search for the Lanius. Get that ready too, because that's about to come out too. Get the Lanius to hand. Since you control a Seas monster, you summon it, and then you link them off for the Y-Strix. And then we use the, let's see, we haven't used the Yellow Martin yet, that's right. Oh, sorry, Y-Strix, yeah, that's right, get that out. We use the Yellow Martin to bounce the Tiger to hand, summon it. And what you don't want to do here is you don't want to link, you can't link with this, but you don't want to link with this because, oh sorry, kick the camera. If you do that, it gets banished. I forgot to mention that. When you bring this out with its own effect, it gets banished. So you don't want to do that unless you have the other one in circulation, but we don't right now. Also, something I didn't mention is you can do this from hand too. It doesn't have to be graveyard. So if you open one of these and you don't want to discard it, you can discard it because there's lots of free discards in here. But if you don't, you can dump something like another Collided Chick with Collided Chick or Emerald Bird, and then bring it back with Tiger. And then if this is in your hand, you can actually bounce that Tiger and summon this. It really does. It's the same count card economy wise, so it doesn't matter how you do it in that respect. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that's very important to know, because if you're like, oh man, I have no way to get this out of my hand, well, you kind of do. So it's kind of neat. Let me think about this for a second. I want to probably let me think about this. This is probably going to be another Utopia double ending, but we're going to try to do some Fire Brigade stuff with it. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. So we make the Utopia double. We detach the Zephyros because we've already used the Yellow Martin this turn. It's a hard once per turn. So we detach to get the double or nothing, and we go for the Utopia. And I'm trying to think. We don't really have another discard for the Karis. That's the unfortunate part, is I don't have a discard for... Actually, that's not entirely true. If I want to, I could do it. It'd just be risky. I'll show you what I mean here. We'll do it, though. So we're going to go Tiger, get back the Kaleido Chick. We'll just use Kaleido Chick again, because again, it's a soft once per turn. We'll just dump Emerald Bird. Doesn't really matter. And then we use Zephyros to bounce the Tiger. Put that in hand. Also, one thing I want to point out is if you ever have to make the Tiger King, you cannot use Zephyros or Lanius, because this takes 2 Beast Warriors. So don't forget that. You can only use Fractal or the Lunalights. So now we've gotten all uses out of Lunalight Tiger possible in a turn, short of 1, because if I put it back down I can get 1 more, but that's not really that big a deal. If you were to need the Karis in a pinch, you could discard this to do that. So now I have a Shurag play. I would just probably do this and make Dugaras, and then use Karis to banish 4 cards from your graveyard to make a Shurag. And Shurag will banish a card they control, and then you actually have a Link 4, and they're all Beast Warriors or Wing Beasts, so they are legal to make access code. You target the Shurag, and you have a 6,300 access code target, and then you have a dark monster in your graveyard. You can banish to kill their card, whatever if you want to. And then again, he can't attack directly, but he can. So you can use, this is crazy. Watch this. You detach. He's now at 13,600. You attack. You use his effect to negate it. You use double or nothing on the access code talker. So now he will be 27,200, I believe, if I did the math right. 27,200 attack directly. Boom. Kind of ridiculous. You had the crossout designator for the Nibiru, so this is strictly OTKing. Again, access code and Shurag are very easy removal tools. Double Dragon Lords is an easy removal tool. Yeah, I could have. There could have been a way to make this down here with a Pentastag. If I would have summoned this over here, knowing that I was going to go for this, well, okay, no, I couldn't have, because Y-Strix has a diagonal arrow, so I don't think there was a way I was doing that. I would have had to make him first somehow and then do that. I know you can do it. I'm sure you can. I have no doubt in my mind. But if you want a 27,000 attacker with piercing, you can do that. But just saying, like, you can Utopia OTK your opponent with any monster you want. If you need to attack directly with one, you can use a different monster. If you just want to attack over a monster, use him, because he can't attack directly when you bring him out. So a lot of this is a Utopia double OTK. It doesn't have to. You can actually... I'm sure you can OTK. To be honest with you, I haven't tried to OTK without the Utopia double yet. But you know what? I think we're going to do it. We're going to try to see if we can OTK without it. I have no doubts that we can. Let's just figure it out together. Alright, last second shuffling. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can do this. We're going second for all intents and purposes. Alright. This hand looks really good. Oh my goodness. Okay, and it looks like I might be able to show you. Well, no, because I would still discard this with whatever I send off this. I was going to see if I could show you how to do it from hand, but I'd rather be smart because that's my only discard outlet. So, alright. We're going to bait the Ash. They're going to Ash, and you're going to be like, fine, I guess. What was Foolish Burial Goods? Yeah, Foolish Burial Goods for the perfume, and we're going to use the perfume, banish the perfume, send as cost, this is not effect, this is cost, to search for the tiger. Also, it's very easy to search for this card if you're playing a lot of foil cards, because there's not a lot of non-foil cards in this deck. Let's see here, how are we going to do this? We're gonna go normal summon. A normal summon the Kaleidochick. We're gonna send probably the Emerald Bird. Just might as well. Or no, let's send another Kaleidochick. Let's send a Kaleidochick. Because then we use Tiger. Bring back the Kaleidochick. Send the Emerald Bird this time. We're just gonna thin more cards out of our deck. And we're going to bounce the Tiger, and then we're going to make the Raid Raptor, detach the Martin. Actually, no, sorry. We're going to, it doesn't really matter, actually. I don't think it doesn't matter. Okay, so forget that. We're going to go for the Lanius. We're going to get the Zephyros ready, because that's coming next. Go for the Lanius to hand, special summon. Link for the Y-Strix. Y-Strix effect, bring the Zephyros out. And, oh, you know what? Okay, so after thinking about this, we may not be able to do this without Utopia. I mean, I could use Dagaris, so it doesn't really matter. I can't use him as link material when it comes out. So what I'm going to have to link, or I'm going to have to exceed into something. Let me think about this. Ooh, no. All right, sorry. I'm doing this on the fly. Remember. Maybe this is just dedicated to Utopia double. If I go to Garis, I can't detach yet. Do I have anything in hand? I have Lunalight Tiger in hand, but I don't know if I would do that. Well, hold on a second. Let me go back. Because this can be used. This can be used as link material. Let's see what we got here. Okay. This hand is a little awkward, and I'm sorry. Again, I'm figuring this out on the fly. So do I go into Farragut, or do I go into No, because I don't have another level 4 play. Well, I have the Tiger in hand, so never mind. I kind of do. Alright, let's do this. Still don't know how I'm getting the Zephyros off the board without using Utopia. Well, darn. We may have to use Utopia. Alright, guys. I failed you. I can't do this without Utopia. Oh, well. It's alright. You know, you're winning the game, you're winning the game. Whatever. It is whatever. We tried. But I think I cornered myself and I made this a dedicated Utopia OTK. So that's my fault. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't have the brain capacity to do that right now. I would probably need a different Xyz monster that I can overlay and detach immediately, because I don't play one currently that does. Something like Dweller or Time Thief Redoer or yeah, I don't know. I could have gone to Garrus and doubled him and then just wasted it, but I think that would have been kind of awkward. And actually, even then, I wouldn't have been able to link away the dude into anything but Axis Code Talker. So it could have been done. It's just awkward. Okay, that's fine. We got the Utopia double thing going on here. Tiger. Thin your deck even more with Kaleidochick. It's all good. Zephyros. Yeah, I think I definitely cornered myself into making this a dedicated Utopia OTK. If you guys want to experiment with it and turn it into something else, be my guest. But, you know, this is how I do it. So I'm okay with it. Still got the Tiger. And then, like, oh, by the way, this is where you don't have to stop here. Again. And then they're like Nibiru, and I'm like cross out Designator. It's fine. And then you just win the game. Alright. So you guys get the idea. Again, sorry I didn't turn that into a more interesting win. I know there's ways to do it. I just haven't. I think I've been so focused on the Utopia double build that I kind of, again, cornered myself into that being my main win condition. I don't have enough Xyz monsters in my extra deck to make it do anything else interesting. But this is version 1, and we will experiment with that going forward. We'll try to make it. Like I said, I'm going to try to make going first builds as well. I just haven't done it yet. I just really like Utopia double. Sorry. Alright. So that's it. I think we're just going to stop there. And you get the basic idea. I will experiment with other ways to make OTKs without Utopia double. I will experiment with ways to make this deck go first, like summoning Appaloosa. I might even go back to the Time Thief version that was legal when Lunalights first came, or when Time Thieves first came out, and Tiger. I don't know. You set up a bunch of negates with like Appaloosa, IP Masquerena. You had Psyframe Lambda on the field, and you used Redoer to banish so that you could search for a Gamma during the end phase. It was a pretty fun deck. Played it at regionals one time. I didn't do very good, but it was still fun to play. But the game has changed so much that may not even be the optimal play, but we'll see. Lots of experimenting to be done. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I will try to answer them when I can. If I can't answer them, I will do some research and try to get you an answer as best as I can. I know this video went a little longer than I was expecting it to. I did ramble a lot, and I'm sorry about that. I tend to do that sometimes, especially when trying to explain things on the fly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Test it out. If you find something similar to this but with a different win con, please share. That'd be great. Share with the group. If you guys are in the Lunalight group, share your lists and your combos. Don't just post that you have something and then don't ever post it, because I've seen that happen a few times. This is me sharing from my post saying that I had something. This is me sharing it with you guys, because I want you guys to build, experiment, you know, come up with something, and we'll, you know, we can all work on this together and make it a really good contender for the format moving forward, because we've got a lot of stuff to deal with. Again, side deck options: Lightning Storm, Red Reboot, Harpy's Feather Duster, because you need to beat the Eldritch matchup, because that's going to be popular coming up. Of course, with Lord of the Heavenly Prison, we may have to improvise. We'll see. You know, anything can happen. Yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Subscribe, get the bell on, all that good stuff. And we will see you in the next video.